Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I'm doing another episode in my Create This Book series. I honestly have no clue what episode this is at this point. I have a lot, and if you guys would like to see the whole playlist, the link will be in the description box. So today I'm going to be showing you 3 different pages that I did on camera, and then also a couple more bonus pages that I have done off camera. So let's get going. Alright, so the first page has the prompt create weather-based decor. So I live in a very cold climate, and at this point it was snowy, and I was looking out my window at all of the snowy trees, and yeah, it's very cold outside, so I decided to make a very wintry themed page. So I can't say that all of these things that I drew in here are completely true. On the weather there, for example, there's not penguins where I live, and I also don't have mountains around me, but I just thought that it suited the page nicely. So I began by taking a separate piece of paper and sketching out some of these really big snowflakes, and then behind it I have a bunch of evergreen trees and mountains and penguins and mittens and everything that's very wintry. And I went over everything with a blue fine liner. I thought this was a little bit less harsh than using a black fine liner to change things up a bit. So I am using this one that I think that is Faber-Castell. And after doing that, I erased everything, which is honestly one of my least favorite things. After outlining things, I hate erasing all the pencils. It's just a extra step that I'm not a fan of. And then I went ahead and collected all of the blue markers that I had and colored everything in. If you guys are curious on which markers I'm using, I am using mostly Tombow markers, which have the prettiest shades of blue in every single color, but I have a lot of blue ones of those, so I decided to use that for this page. And then also I'm using some Crayola Super Tips, which if you guys are looking for a cheap marker alternative that's still great quality, I definitely recommend these. You can get so many colors, they're great, you can do calligraphy with them, and they work great for Create This Book pages, bullet journaling, pretty much everything. You can get a lot of colors for a very inexpensive price, so I'd highly recommend those. But Tombow markers are my favorite, and they also last a very long time. I still have ones from like 4 years ago, and they're still going strong, so that's really awesome that I can continue to use them. So after after all of the blue stuff was colored in, I added some more touches like a silver marker, other little dots and snowflakes around, and then I glued that into the Create This Book. And that is how this very wintry page turned out. Alright, so moving to the next page that I completed my Create This Book, it says create a boring page, so make this page boring. I again got out a piece of printer paper to do this all on, and I started by sketching out this cartoon girl that looks like she's bored. I didn't have very many great ideas for this page, but I did want to work a little bit on my drawing skills cartoon wise, so I sketched out this girl with a cute little bow in her hair, and I outlined that with a fine liner. And then with some watercolors, I painted that all in, and I thought the fine liner was good with water, but it was not, so it kind of seeped into all of the watercolors, so everything kind of looks not the greatest color-wise, but that's okay, I made it work. So these are Koi watercolors. They're my favorites. They are kind of expensive, but I like that they come in a really handy little travel-friendly palette that I can take everywhere. So I painted her, and then I painted the background around her in just this gray-blue shade. here we are at the third page, which has the prompt to create a page of emotions. So Inside Out is one of my all-time favorite animated movies, so I decided to do that on this page, and I actually did a Inside Out page on my Wreck This journal a long time ago, so it's kind of like a little throwback, bringing this one back to my Create This book. So I got out some scrapbooking paper and all of the Inside Out character colors, and I drew out the shapes of them onto there and then cut those out and kind of played around with the layout of the page. So I have all of the characters on there. I think they're so cute, and I glued those on, and I used some different markers that were kind of in their colors to add some decorations around them. I wanted to make it look very colorful, but I liked the background, so I kept it white. And then at this point I realized I glued all these guys onto the wrong page, so that sucks. So I had to cut the right prompt and put it onto the other page, so it ended up being a little messy and didn't look that great, but it was a little bit of a frustrating moment, but I got over it, and I think the page turned out well. So I added in some eyes and facial features with a white Jelly Roll gel pen and a black fine liner, and just decorated the page until I was happy with how it turned out. And then I also used a black fine liner to add some further kind of like other emotions that go along with the main emotions of the characters. Lastly, for some bonus pages for you, this one says create scenery, think about a place you would like to travel to. So just before making this page, I was looking at some travel related photos and I saw some really pretty ones, so I decided to recreate one of them with some acrylic paints. I love using different types of like art supplies in my Create This book, so this is a nice change from some usual like pens and markers. So I sketched this out with a pencil, and then I used various different acrylic paint colors to paint over that. So the next page says create a page dedicated to school. So this one was where I created my own directions, and I had a bunch of leftover notes, to-do lists, like random things from the semester, so I included all of those on here. This was a really fun collage page. It didn't take very long because I already had all of these different elements, and I just glued them in, added some more washi tape, and I think it turned out really well. So that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to chat in the comments with you. Let me know which page was your favorite from today, and I'll see you in my next video.